Once you start enjoying the process, the results are so much easier.
That was my bikini prep coach, Tracy Eden Larby, and I've got her onto my YouTube channel to talk about bikini prep because I'm now 6 weeks out from my next show. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50 get in fantastic shape. And the ultimate shape, isn't it, is to go in for a bikini competition. And I'm due to take part in my next show in 6 weeks, and I actually have rehired the prep coach that I used for my last 3 competitions in 2019 to talk about bikini prep, getting in shape, and her own road to competition. The first question I asked Tracy was, how did she become a coach and what is her background?
So I started in a different way than most prep coaches who probably start off as trainers and bodybuilders and all that sort of thing. But I started off as a sprinter actually, but due to health reasons with my heart, I have an autoimmune disease called sarcoids. But my condition got so out of control with not being able to train in the way that I want, to move in the way that I wanted. I'd gained so much weight with prednisone and methotrexate treatment that I'd gone up to just under 100 kilos, and I decided to do something about that. I very much train my clients with that athlete mindset in mind. So it's not just about bodybuilding and lifting heavy weights and getting strong. That's a huge part of it, but it's more of a holistic process. So it's about you being faster, agile, more flexible, stronger, and really looking after your heart and joint health, as well as all the aesthetic sides that bodybuilding comes with. So that's the smaller waist, the wide shoulders, and the shape that the judges are looking for.
And Tracy is actually taking part in a bikini competition in the wellness category herself in a few weeks' time. So I asked her about that.
So I'm doing the Amateur Olympia in Spain in 4 weeks. I'm 4 weeks out today. I'm super excited because last year was the first year that the wellness class became a pro category in the IFBB. So that's my huge goal. I was unable to compete last year due to Corona. I had 7 shows cancelled, but this one is going ahead. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally be able to go for that pro card. So there's a lot of pro competitors. Well, I'd say about maybe, 30-40% that do prep themselves, but they know their bodies so well. When you first start competing, you don't know your body that well. You don't know if you're going to get in shape. You don't know if you've never been that lean. You don't know the psychological effects, the hunger. It's difficult to stay motivated, maintain your confidence, and to know what you're doing to get from gym lean, which is achievable, to competition lean, which is really, really tough.
Tracy is one of the best coaches in the business. She's achieved top 3 placings with many of her clients, including the IFBB League. She's got me top 3 placings in my first season of competition. So I asked Tracy what it's like prepping older women compared to prepping younger women.
I find that the experience that older women have, people don't think that they are as capable as they are. So I see them very much as an athlete as well, and that doesn't stop the older that you get. And actually, you're far more capable of pushing yourself harder than you think. In some areas of the business, women over 40 are very much forgotten about because it's a young person's industry. It's what sells the magazine covers. So focus is often put on the younger women, not as much push and motivation is given to the older women. So people tend to think that, oh, they can just lift lighter and what have you. Yes, it is much tougher after 40. But the biggest challenge with women, even after 30, is that the rate in which you can put on muscle is significantly decreased. So if you notice the 1 year transformation of someone in their early 20s versus someone in their 40s, it's dramatically different. So there's lots of things that affect the rate in which you put on muscle. Age is a huge one, but also genetics. So when people ask me, how long will it take to achieve this result? I'm always completely honest. What I can achieve physically in a year is going to be vastly different to someone who is of the same age as me, or someone who is 10 years younger, what have you. We're all built differently, but generally it's really tough even after 30. That does not mean it's not possible. So what I like to do is train the muscle in different ways, and with women over 40, I focus very much on athleticism. So it's training the fast twitch muscles. I do love a good sprint. Not only does it work the metabolism, which tends to get slower after 30 anyway, but it builds lean muscle tissue. So we focus on strength, speed, as well as adding in that weightlifting to just help get those bones stronger. I also keep fats much higher with the ladies over 40. The reason being is that fats help us regulate our hormones, especially our fertility ones. And for women over 40, these hormones can be so unstable that it does make it harder to lose body fat, especially body fat needed to be show shape. So you tend to hold much more weight on the thighs, the butt, and around the stomach as well. I tend to also add a lot more kind of core conditioning work, because women who have had children, and it's not really specific to those over 40, but they tend to have larger waistlines due to carrying children and having that looser skin there.
What does it take to be a bikini competitor? What kind of commitment and what kind of mindset do you need?
You have to understand that competing is not like a small hobby. It's pretty time consuming. So if you're really time poor, you'll need to kind of work out a schedule so that you can manage prep, because the food prep, the training, your energy levels will go down. It's not as easy as it looks on Instagram.
It does look easy on Instagram, doesn't it?
It really does. Like, people see the glamorous photos and everything, and they don't see what you look like when you wake up for your fasted cardio at 6:30 a.m., feeling crabby and irritated, wanting to fall asleep, being hungry at 8 p.m. You also need to have super realistic expectations. One of the biggest things in competing is that people look at before and after photos, and a lot of coaches show their 1% clients. So what I mean by 1% is those who have supreme genetics, started off already in great shape, and are also using enhancements and think that, oh, I can go and do that in 4 months. No. Losing body fat is tough. So be prepared for the mental aspect as well. Don't come into this for the wrong reasons. Now, I don't want to put anyone off, because I love competing, but I often have to give people that reality check in that competing is not a weight loss tool. It's not a fat management tool or a body fat management tool. It's not something that manages eating disorders and body issues. And in fact, it makes it so much worse. And that's why I have consultations with clients before I take them on. Competing can negatively affect your body image and the way that you see yourself while you compete, while you compare yourself to other people on social media, and after competition, after you've seen your body at its peak fitness. and then you start eating the foods you enjoy and start building your metabolism back up and working for strength and health, you've got to consider the mental aspect. Now, if that hasn't put a million people off, it's also one of the most exciting challenges that you can do, to feel yourself getting stronger, to see all that muscle going on, to see how disciplined you can be in working towards your goal, in bringing the best version of you to stage, and hopefully winning that trophy is so, so rewarding, because this is not an easy process at all. And the end result, it is one of the best feelings you can feel, but do come into it for the right reasons.
And one of the hot topics is performance enhancing drugs. I know I get asked about it a lot, and I'm a completely clean athlete, but I wanted Tracy to clarify what the position is on drugs.
So this is another thing that new competitors get rammed down their throat as well. I've had a lot of people come to me saying, I was told to take this and that. Even when I started competing and I had a lot of muscle before I started weight training, just from my background, I was told that I needed PEDs by a coach who just didn't really, well, he didn't actually have any clients, which was number one. He had personal training clients, but not competitive clients. And there's a huge difference between bodybuilding and being a personal trainer. So his default was to tell me that I needed gear, but I went to an actual coach and said, well, he told me I was actually carrying way too much muscle for bikini, which was what I wanted to prep for, and that we needed to go for figure. So that's the difference between an expert eye and a general fitness eye. But you do not need performance enhancing drugs to compete, especially for bikini. When we're looking at things like figure, things like wellness, by and large, performance enhancing drugs are used. So I wanted to be really transparent and open about that, because people do come to you with a misconception that they can go from not training or having trained for a year, and they'll bring in a photo of their favorite wellness competitor and say, my show is in 6 months, can we get to this? And I'm like, the person in that photo did not get to that in 6 months. First of all, if you look at their Instagrams, they will show you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year transformations. And a large proportion of that is using performance enhancing drugs. So people do need to be aware when setting realistic expectations. Can you get in condition without performance enhancing drugs? Yes, absolutely.
A big question that coaches often get asked is, I want to look like a bikini competitor, but I don't want to take part in a competition. So I asked Tracy what her response is to this.
So this is one that I get a lot, and I always do the reality check as well. Normally they have a few competitors that they want to look like, and I say, don't show me their competitive stage photos. Show me what they look like off season, because off season, these women look fantastic as well. But that is a physique that is attainable, because it's still lean. So professional competitors are still lean year round, but there's a difference between being in the athlete level of lean, which is about between 18 to 22% body fat, and stage lean for bikini, which is about 14 to 16% body fat. Most women, I would say on average, depending on how fit, are 25 to 33% body fat. So that's showing you the difference. Getting to stage lean requires a lot of suffering. And when it comes to lifestyle diet, I will always advise people that unless you're going on stage or doing a short-term diet for a photo shoot, always go for something super sustainable, because the off-season bikini competitive physique is beautiful. But unless there's like a bigger goal in mind, most people won't put themselves through that suffering. Yes, I do enjoy it, and I'm 4 weeks out, but there is an element of suffering to it that we need to be transparent about.
So if you're interested in prepping for a competition, Tracy's now going to give you her contact details.
So there are two ways. You can go on Instagram, and I am at Wellness Bikini Queen. On my profile, just click to book a consultation with me, or you can find me on Facebook under my business page, which is Team Iron Queen. So just drop me a message and we can arrange a consultation call and take it from there.